What do people not do in zombie apocalypse movies that you would do? Make traps that would clear out entire areas of zombies. If you're in a city, go up to the roof and dangle something away from the building that makes noise. Then smash out the window that the noise making device is on. Zombies will be drawn to the noise and end up pushing each other out the window so they can smash on the pavement below. Leave this running for a few days and you can kill or incapacitate hundreds of zombies with very little effort. I've always wanted to see a horde of zombies falling over a wire that's tied to 2 trees. Has anyone explored the use of dermestid beetles against zombies? Dermestids are a flesh-eating beetle, commonly used to animals to the bone. In order for the skeleton to be articulated for a museum or art, they only eat deceased flesh, so they would cause no harm to non-zombies. Just imagine a plague of little beetles infesting all the zombies of the horde, slowly consuming them, breeding, and the colony growing exponentially. This should actually be our plan to destroy the zombies. Biological warfare. Try something twice. It bothered me to no end when in TWD they smothered themselves in zombie guts. And it worked. Then it rained. Motherfucker. Didn't you watch The Crow? It can't rain all the time. Wait for the rain to pass and do it again. Every time you ever need to geo anywhere. Ever. Luckily they seem to have gotten that point in Fear TWD. Last season of that was baller. In the Walking Dead comics there was a group that did this and would pretty much travel within the huge zombie hordes. I gave up watching the show around that time and quit following the comics, so I don't know how they ended up, but the only downside I remember them having is they kind of went feral. Once someone dies, and before they turn, tie their shoelaces together. Zip tie their wrists to their ankles. Shoes can come off. But watching a bunch of zombies sit there touching their toes would be hilarious as they but scoot towards you. The image of this is amazing. I'd probably die of laughter or getting distracted from laughter long enough for the but scooters to catch up to my ankles. Get to a fucking island ASAP. You get your ass to the Keys and there's probably hundreds of thousands of yachts at your disposal. Take one of them bitches to a semi-remote island and you're pretty much set, as long as you have basic survival skills. As soon as you wipe out the zombies that were already on the island, you're set for life. Wear goggles. So much zombie blood in the eyes. So few movies care about it. I loved in 28 Days Later where the dad got that drip in his eye and he just knew and started telling his daughter he loved her and shit. If saliva is a vector, it's highly likely other bodily fluids are. Personally, that Sugastats I'd want a full hazmat suit with an oxygen tank underneath biker levers. Might die from dehydration though. Fucking trust the military, even if the zombies are the fault of a government experiment. If soldiers in tanks show up and are killing the zombies and not me and tell me to come with them, hell yes I'm going with them. Get a bicycle for easy, reliable transportation when you can't get gas. I remember reading or seeing in some documentary that gas has an expiration date, so unless society rebuilds itself within a few years, cars will be nothing more than shelter. Old petrol won't work well, but you'll still be able to drive, and diesel engines run on anything from peanut oil to warm lard. Quarantine new group members for 3 ice days. 1. Go fucking north. Seriously. Less populated eventually to the point where you'd probably never see a zombie. On top of that, is it not fair to assume that a dead human with liquid blood still in its body like a zombie would freeze solid if you went up to Nunavut or something? Cold is your friend here. 2. Stop having emotional/dramatic arguments when you're in fucking vulnerable places. Do that shit when you're back behind the relative safety of your goddamn settlement walls or whatever you have. I'm mostly talking about Walking Dead here. For fudge's sakes. Close bracket. 3. Get some fucking tires and make forearm/calf armor out of them. Congratulations. You are now safe from 95% of zombie bites/scratches. For good measure, add some spikes or a blade fist to it for when you run out of ammo or whatever. Edit. A lot of people are saying going north doesn't really work out too well in theoretical practice because if everyone goes north they will quickly overhunt and deplete the easy food sources. Freeze because they don't know how to survive up there, and most humans will end up dead anyways. Fair enough. I can see your points to an extent, but I still think you've got a better chance of surviving up where there's a decent winter for the reasons I've stated. People who are shitty at surviving in general will obviously not do too well there either. But as with any doomsday scenario, only the strong will survive. Or maybe I just want all y'all to head north, so I can go somewhere else and have a nice tropical beach to myself. I'm breaking into and fortifying a Costco. Costco warehouses have virtually no windows and heavy duty doors. There's supplies to keep a small number of people alive for years. I can go up to the roof to see what the world looks like. Figure I'll come out and look around maybe 2 to 3 years later. I think about this a lot. Pull up ladders when they've climbed somewhere. Just in general create safe living places that are high up with no stair access. A treehouse with retractable ladders would be the safest place to be in a zombie apocalypse. Or remove the staircase to the second floor of your house and live up there. I'm a little self-conscious that I haven't seen the answer I've been talking about for years, which is making me wonder what I'm overlooking. Make signs. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Zombies can't read. I'd graffiti the sugar out of everything. Abandoned house. No supplies in here. Up ahead there's a school bus full of zombies. It may be the engineer in me, but annotations are important, even in a zombie apocalypse. Exclamation mark. Pick up a Yellow Pages. You know what's in Yellow Pages? Virtually every business with an address, such as off the beaten path doctor offices, sample drugs, distribution and packing centers, etc. That's actually an amazing idea. Tell someone if I got bit. That cigar destroys groups more often than anything else. Also if I'm immune, I'm taking that cigar to a lab to try to help people. Even if I die. Better me than the entire human race. Maybe I'd get a statue or something out of it, haha. Spears. Most zombie movies have slow moving zombies. Okay. A nice long weapon. Used in formation. With shields. How hard can this be? Also, pits. Dig trench in front of wall/fence. Trap zombies. Kill. If it starts to fill up you have more time than if just the wall/fence went. That's what they finally learned in the World War Z book. Have stationary defenses like spike pits. Lure the zombies to one location and use concrete barricades to funnel them. Shoot only the first zombie you see and build a wall of corpses for them to crawl over in order to get to you. Barfing from the smell. I found the rotting carcass of a cat in a garbage can once. I guess somebody ran it over with a car and just tossed it there. The smell was absolutely horrid, putrid and rank, and it stuck in your nose long after you walked away. People sugar and piss themselves when they die, too. But in zombie movies, nobody is ever puking and gagging from the sheer horrid smell of hundreds of rotting bodies, probably with loads of sugar in their pants from their horrible traumatic deaths. God in heaven. It would be so thick your eyes would go blurry. Why? But there they are. Coolly. Y. Casually walking through the undead like it's nothing. G. Batting heads. S. Shooting them, which would release even more horrid smell. L. Mind you. U. Especially in a stomach wound. Kicking them downstairs. S. Etc. C. Anyway. Y. I've always wanted to rant about this. S. The smell would be intolerable. E. Work as a cohesive group. Believe it or not, the whole point of jerks in zombie movies is supposed to be that humans turning on each other and solely looking out for themselves backfires on them and doesn't work out. If someone knows how to grow food, killing them and taking their food means you have food in the short term, but now you've lost food in the long term. Society wouldn't break down the way it does in the movies. Humans survive as a group. So sick of zombie movies, where everyone is so out for themselves they shoot on sight. What the fuck? If 99% of the population is dead or a zombie, resources are the last of your worries. If every person has just one can of food stashed away, then every survivor has enough cans for 100 meals. I know we have a couple dozen cans in the cupboard and the supermarket distribution network has thousands lurking around on the back of trucks, in warehouses, still in the factory. Cry. My best friend is severely asthmatic and my girlfriend is diabetic, so even if we survived the initial event, I'd probably end up having to watch my best friend suffocate and my girlfriend slowly slip into a coma and then die. Agriculture. This and animal husbandry. Eventually the scavenged food is going to run out. You'll need something more than plats of cucumbers and zucchini when the gas runs out in 6 months or a year, and whatever for the hacking biodiesel. You're still going to need transportation and a way to till the soil. That short period when people THNK they are going to play a real life game of Road Warrior / TWD is when you need to gather the things for long-term survival of civilization. The winters, i.e. the periods between growing seasons, get fucking cold and hungry if you don't plan. Get a shitload of people and go live in a prison. Think about it. Amazing defense to keep people from entering or leaving. Perfect housing for lots of people. Has resources of all kinds ranging from food from the cafeteria, medicine from the infirmary, and weapons from the armory. Literally just a tiny settlement where a large group of people can live and satisfy all their basic needs. Find and rescue all the dogs I can find and form a pack. Unless this virus jumps species, they'll be great at killing zombies. Plus I'll be saving all those pets from starvation after their owners abandon them. Shoot twice. Make sure it's really dead. Double tap. World War Z wasn't that good of a movie, but had one of the smartest moments I've seen out of a zombie movie. The magazine arm covers. Zombies can't bite through them, and they're in massive supply. That'd be one of the first things I'd make. This might have happened in some, but simply herd them with bait, held up on sticks, or better yet, drones with solar power, either to former abattoirs or even more simply depressions filled with fuel. You could kill tens of thousands every day using drones to herd them. 1. Armor. Even light chainmail would stop most zombie bites if I could find it. But failing that, the hardened leather from biker gear should be enough to set up production facilities. Assuming you make it through the first week survivor style, the man WH lot can make armor and weapons is K9. If you're just a community of scavengers, you're a loot pile waiting to be raided. Dead. If you can make a virtually infinite amount of guns, UNs, ammo, MMO, food, hood, and or armor, more, you're a business partner worth protecting. 3. Right to bear arms is mandatory. Ori. Everyone 13 and up must have a knife on them at all times. Mez, and ideally has a gun with the ability to hit a man-sized target at 25 meters. 25 meters. There's no civilians in zombie land. And everyone fights. HTS. Build a network of tree houses with rope only access. I'm picturing mocks joining you. 1. Learn to eat bugs. Since in every apocalyptic world bugs are the one thing that is constantly thriving. 2. Experiment with the zombies. Find out what attracts them. Could it be sound, smell, or sight? 3. Stay small. If you are a big community, you're going to draw more attention to yourself than if you're just a family of 4. Big community has big advantages. You're a bigger target, but you can have bigger defenses, and you can sort out the work. Have people dedicated to farming, defense, scavenging, repair, medicine, everything you need. And with that, people could actually have some time off. Build a camp that is not at ground level, like taking a several stories building, sealing every doors and windows on the first floor with brick walls, then using a ladder to enter and exit the place from the second floor. You could even have a whole settlements by connecting several buildings with makeshift bridges. Zombies don't climb ladders, but even if they did, you could always remove it when you're not using it. Yet the only time I saw survivors take advantage of this was in Dying Light, that are not going in heavily populated area. In almost every movies, games or books with zombie apocalypse, people try to survive into a city instead of going to the countryside. Not only settling into an abandoned farm means a lot less zombies, but also a lot more space for growing food. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.